We are live. What's good, everybody? It's your man DL Saint. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I really want to know podcast. How y'all feeling? What's good out there? What's good? What's good? Sorry, I'm a little bit late. I'm a little bit behind. I was sitting down watching a video with my daughter. We were eating Chinese and watching that video. My daughter, as you all know, she's a teenager, and she's building a computer. So I'm like, I'm watching the video while we eating. Just put the video up so she got to see that. And I'm like, you're doing all that? She's like, yep. I really just go by one. But anyway, that's why I'm late. Sorry about that, guys. We're gonna talk a little bit about Tinder, man. There's like some new Tinder stats out. And the video we're gonna watch and react to is Man Guide, which is a pretty good video. I think it's one of those Faces YouTube channels. They put together some good stuff. The title of the video: New Tinder user swipe data shows modern women only want top 1% of men. I know I was going to talk about Casey, part of the Fresh and Fit fam, who's has a business that manages your dating apps for you. But I thought this would be good to watch first, and then we could talk about Casey a little bit later. So, hey, I think it's going to be a good topic, man. Let's get into it. And we are live. What's good, y'all? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the I Really Want to Know podcast, y'all. Yes. Get some. Yo, we got Colonel Sanders in the building. What's good, my brother Mike? My executive officer, man. What's good, fam? Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming in and pulling up. Sister Candace is in the building. What's good, sis? How you feeling? Always good to see you. Hope all is well. Things are definitely heating up in the Middle East. Not talking about that a lot. I'm gonna be talking about that on Downrange. I'm doing like 2 videos a week over there on Downrange. I did one a couple days ago, and I'm gonna do one probably tomorrow. We're gonna slowly build that up, y'all. But I talked about Trump winning the Iowa caucuses, man. I kind of put that up, the Iowa primary, and then I'm definitely gonna be talking about what's going on in the Middle East and some other stuff, man. So always good to see you, sis. I'm so glad you're here, and everyone else out there, man. Thank y'all for coming through, rocking with me. It's gonna be fun, man. This is gonna be a pretty good episode, man. Talking about the ever shifting dating landscape that people have to maneuver out here, men and women. But it's really difficult for men, especially men who just aren't suited for this sort of thing, right? The guys who just don't have any game, the guys who back in the day, once upon a time before technology, these guys will wind up with women because there just weren't a lot of people in the pool. But now the entire planet is at play. So you're competing no matter where you are competing, sir, with the rest of the world, all of the top tier guys all over planet Earth. So it's crazy. So this video we're going to watch, it just blew my mind that, I know what's going on, but when you actually see it just, wow, it's just crazy. Love, Live, Serve. It was just talking about Brother Rhino, and he did a couple videos on this very topic where he had a woman pose as a guy on a dating app and she couldn't get any play whatsoever. And then there was a guy who posed as a woman on a dating app and was inundated with over, what was like 350 likes a day and hundreds of matches, or was it? I can't remember, but it was like well over 300, 350 a day. Could you imagine? Now, of course, this woman was, very, very attractive, but still. And then they brought the woman on and she talked about her experience dating and dealing with apps and how men are coming at her. And it's just insane. Like this particular woman was like telling us about a guy who paid her $500 just to jump on FaceTime. She jumped on FaceTime, was on there just a matter of seconds, and she got off FaceTime, but she got the money. She kept the bread. Hey, man, it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? Simpletons are just getting their pockets run. They're making they're making this way more difficult than it needs to be. But I get it, man. They're trying to they want to get themselves a woman, and they're doing what they feel they have to do. And boy, oh boy, is it crazy. So let's get into this. Um, this video. It's definitely gonna be eye-opening, guys. This isn't anything we don't already know. It is what it is. But like I said, it's still fascinating to see it. And there's some women on here talking about some of their experiences of going after these top tier dudes and what happens to them. And again, makes complete sense to me. Right? It is what it is. You're 6'7", going up against a dude who is like a 10, a 9 or a 10. Yeah, he's gonna do what he wants to do, and he's gonna keep it moving. It is crazy. So let's get into it, shall we?
Great. Great.
Girl Tinder
Great.
versus guy Tinder. Look at that. She's matching with
This is the
everybody.
saddest
He's
thing
not
ever.
matching with anybody.
Look at this. This is ridiculous.
Oh my god.
I'm getting no one. Every person.
Life like this sure is sweet, huh?
It definitely is.
Somebody come look at this. Somebody come and look at this. 748 matches. Look at it. Look at it. All different types. Shades, blacks, whites, light skins, dark skins, all of the skins. Can somebody explain to me what's going on? 748. And these are just the matches. Hold on. There's more. Wait. Here are all of the other people that have liked me. Scroll, sis, scroll. Blacks, whites, Latino, Arriba, everything. Why am I still single? Somebody help. Anybody?
Look at this. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of options. Why am I still single? That's a good question, sis. Obviously, there are tons of men of every walk of life trying to get at you, and you are single. There's too many options. It's just too many options. She's gonna get bored. She's gonna want to find a better deal. Right? I was just watching Michael Sertan said this on Access Vegas. I saw the clip on Rational Mail, and they talked about this, where there's a survey out there that said that most men who were asked that, hey, if you found a woman who possessed 80% of the qualities that you're looking for, 80%, is that a good or a bad thing? And the men were like, man, that's an amazing thing. 80% she has. Yeah, that's what's up. That's a win. Women, no. 80% is settling. No, that's not good enough. 80% is not good enough. Wow. And so you turn to the dating apps, and then there's just legions and legions and legions of men right there. Just scroll. Likes, matches. So yeah, why not? Why not go get that other 20%? I'm not going to settle for anything less than 100% of what I want from a guy. And in the meantime, I'm going to go out here and do all this stuff, whatever this stuff is, right? I'm just going to go out here and do it and be single and be unhappy and get older. And as my value in the sexual marketplace erodes, my anxiety gets higher as a woman. And then there's a mad dash to settle. So instead of getting that guy with 80%, you wind up with a guy who might have 60% of what you were looking for, but he's hot. Hey, man, dudes, stay off of the dating app. Well, if you're a guy who's out there looking for your, significant other, your future wife, I would say stay off the dating apps. If you're just a dude out there who just trying to run numbers, get their game up, try to figure out female nature and all that kind of stuff, just seeing what's out there, then yeah, get on all the dating apps. You know what I mean? Do what Myron and Fresh says. Have set up every funnel. Your social circle, dating apps, Instagram, which is the number one. Instagram right now is the number one dating app on the planet, bar none. It's free. That's where all the cool kids are. It is what it is. That's really all you need. Why waste your money on some dating app when you just, pay for DMs on demand over there in Fresh and Fit, get your profile set up right, understand how that works, how to manage your profile and how to keep things right, make yourself look as desirable as possible to women who are out there, which is the whole planet basically has access to you, and see who hits. I mean, that's the best way to do it, as opposed to spending money on Tinder. You spend $5,000 a month on Tinder and wound up in this woman's feed who has hundreds and hundreds of guys who are liking and or matching with her. Hey man, the choice is yours, dude. Let's continue.
Somebody. Any chunky tall boys in North Carolina, help me, please.
I changed my height on Tinder from 5'9.5" to 177 centimeters. And now I keep on matching with girls whose bios say like 6 feet plus guys and only. The conclusion we have reached is these hoes are stupid. The European method, I call it.
Oh man. Great.
Yeah, that European method works only long enough for her to figure out the conversion. Only for she'll type it in Google or whatever, and she'll figure out that you're less than 6 feet. So then they'll, remember, they'll commit to memory what 6 feet is in centimeters, right? So that European method ain't gonna work but so long. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, when I first saw that, I was like, yeah, of course. And height and looks and all that kind of stuff, that all plays a role. They're all qualifiers to an extent, but nothing trumps being able to provide experiences and protection and stuff like that, right? For women. They love that. They want a confident man. There's nothing more sexy to a woman than a confident man. It is what it is. Be confident. You don't even have to have all that other stuff. If you're confident enough, man, that she's digging you, you in. It is what it is.
Great. Great. This is the saddest thing ever. Look at this. This is ridiculous.
Look, that's two girls swiping.
I'm getting no one. Every person.
So I went out on a Tinder date the other day. Starts good. Dinner's good. We even decided to go watch a movie at his house after. And a little sexy time happens. We're not against sexy time. We like sexy time. So sexy time usually makes you hungry. And we decide to get tacos. So I hop in the car and I look over at homeboy who's on his phone. I'm thinking he's going to pick a slow jam for us to go get our munch on. And no, he's got Tinder open and he's matching with chicks and responding to girls he's already matched with. I'm no expert, but I kind of think you should wait till a girl you've just hooked up with, 1, leaves your house, 2, leaves your car before you start scouting out your next conquest.
Nah, shorty. That's the game. That's the game. That's how it's played. You want that top tier dude. You don't necessarily qualify for that top tier dude, but he'll be more than happy to blow your back out and have a good time. And when he's done, he's moving on to the next one. I mean, he must dig your conversation because he has you in the car about to go get some tacos. Most of these dudes would just call you an Uber and you're gone. You're out of there. You know what I mean? Sexy time. Like this is it. This is the trap. The trap works 2 different ways. For men, it's impossible for them to get on virtually if they're not a certain type of dude. And for women, it's impossible to get the relationship with the dreamy guy, their Prince Charming, right? The guy that they want, because he can choose any woman he wants. This woman right here, she's kind of cute. Give her what, 7, 7.5. When she puts on makeup, she's probably an 8. If she has on makeup now, then okay, she's a 7, adjustable 7. Right? So, but dude has women that are far more attractive than she is. He's sitting back taking the pick of the litter. If he wants to smash the runt, he can smash the runt of the litter. Doesn't care. He doesn't care. Throws it back in, gets another one. That's how the game works. You know what I mean? I was talking about confident men, and Sister Candace is like, yeah, in there like swimwear. Appreciate that, sis. Appreciate that. But the technology has changed. The game has changed. It's crazy. And every woman that bothers to make posts and that we hear in, these YouTube streets and whatever, the TikTok streets, the Instagram, story streets, they're putting this stuff up. This woman's like, man, at least just wait till I leave the house or get out the car or something like that. And here's the thing. The dude, if he wants to smash her again, all he gotta do is text her, tell her to come through. She'll pull up. 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, come through. She will pull up. She will come through. She will go back to dude for more sexy time. If he tells her to bring some food with her, she'll bring whatever he wants for more sexy time and to spend time with this dude. Maybe in her mind, she thinks, ooh, I still got a shot. No, you don't. No, you don't. Not just with you just gonna have sexy time and smashing. No, you ain't got no shot at all. But if you add value, if you can add value to him and what he's trying to do and help him to secure, his brand, his future or whatever, maybe you have a shot then. But you're gonna have to watch him go through a whole bunch of women while you're sitting there doing his work for him, while you being his personal assistant, while you're, helping him find the right accountant, while you're cleaning up the house for him, walking his dog for him, taking his car to get serviced, whatever it is, picking up his laundry, going to get his dry cleaning, right? If you okay with that, ladies, that'll keep you in the picture a little bit longer. But you're still gonna have to make sure you don't lose any of your attractiveness in your body. Like don't pick up pounds and try to keep yourself a certain way. But it's a tough game. And like I said, the trap works both ways.
There's a new feature called TinderInsights.com, which breaks down all the swipes, matches, dates, and etc. into a nice flowchart. And it just shows how much of a time waster Tinder is for men, especially if you're looking for a relationship. I found a couple of charts on Reddit which broke down a males and females Tinder data. Can you guess who had the impossibly higher standards? Let's look at the female one first. She's 27 years old and about to hit the wall. She's in her epiphany phase, probably gonna look to settle down as it's usually a race against time to get married before they turn 30. Not because 90% of their eggs are gone by then, but mostly vanity reasons. 30 is the number when they realize this isn't going to last forever. They're not forever 21 like the thought clothing brand they buy. Maybe she's in a long-term relationship and is looking to see if she can get an upgrade. Whatever her reasons, let's break down her stats. She's been on Tinder for 131 days, so about 3 months or 1/3 of the year. She's swiped over 22,000 times. If you don't know this, there are thousands more men on Tinder than women. So if you liked a profile, that female may not ever see you because she's just flooded with males to sift through. She swiped right on 325 profiles, which equals to 0.014. So that's 1% of all men she came across on the app. In other words, every 300 profiles, just one she'd like, thus swipe right on. Out of that,
These numbers, we hear these numbers all the time, man. These numbers are crazy. These numbers are crazy, man. When you just look at the data, man. She swiped right on 22,608. No, she swiped 22,687 times. Of that, only 325 were right swipes, was what she liked the guy. Which means the left swipe, the guys that she didn't like, was 22,362. Wow. Wow. And of the 325 right swipes, 195 of those did not match, which means 130 did match. You know what I mean? And I mean, just look at these numbers. Guys aren't pulling numbers like this at all. At all. Brother Tarus is in the building. What's good, fam? I appreciate you, man. Happy New Year to you, bro. Happy New Year to you, man. I hope you all are well. My fellow vet, man, it's good to see you. I'm so glad you're here, bro. We over here just talking that talk, man. You know how I get down. You know how I get down. Brother Viking is in the building. What's good, Viking? Brother Vikings in the building, man. What's good, man? Just Overwatch checking in. Miss AKA ladies in the building. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. And Brother Trues, thank you again, man. $20 super chat, man. I appreciate you so much, bro. Thank you so much for that. You know what I mean? Wonderful 34 checking in. I mean, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. These numbers. Bro, how can you How do you have that much time to swipe 22,687 times on the app? Wow. Wow, like that's how many people you going through, you sifting through. And there's only 325 of those profiles that you like? Wow. Let's continue.
That she matches with 130 men, so pretty high rate, matching with just over 1/3 of all the men she liked. From those 130 men, she chatted with 73, so even if a man were to match her, he'd have a just above 50% chance of talking with her. From there, she went on 7 dates. That's 9% the men she messaged with. And out of the 7 dates, she got 0 relationships, but she had casual sex with all of them. No wonder why she's single. Not only
I mean, this is how it works, man. I mean, you're looking at, so this woman is definitely choosing the guys, the ultra top tier dudes, like he said, the 1%, like going after the guys. They're probably all got that jawline, that chiseled jawline, you know what I mean? Top tier physique. They're in the gym. They're, you know, what do women or other people like to call them, the F boys? She gonna choose the F boy, like, you know what it is. You see him. You see him. You see his pictures. He's in the gym. He's doing his thing. He's driving around in a nice car. He's got all these pictures of lifestyle. He's just kicking it. You know what time it is. What is he saying? I'm not here for a long time, just a good time. He's telling you, like, if you're looking for your Prince Charming, I ain't the dude, but you can come get it. This is the guy who's telling you all this stuff, right? So 130 dudes she was interested in that she wanted. She matched with, well, she didn't. She 130 people that she wanted to holler at. 57 of them didn't chat her up. She didn't get a chat going with 57, but she did get a chat going with 73 of them. So they're going back and forth. They're talking back and forth. All right, whatever. It's blah, blah, blah. What's up? Now she's talking to dudes who absolutely know their game. So it's not a whole lot of time wasted on those texts. The dude is like, what's up? Probably set up a FaceTime, make sure it's really her. He sees her. Okay, what's up? Let's get together. Has her come by. Right. So out of that 73, she got seven of these dudes out of the 73 that she was talking to wanted to meet her. 66 of them that she never met. So these dudes are highly sought after. She can't even get the attention of the majority of these guys, right? But 7 of them she did get a chance to go out with. She didn't have a relationship with any of them. She smashed all 7. She smashed all 7. She went out 7 dates. She's batting 1,000. She went out on 7 dates with these dudes, these hot dudes, and she smashed each and every one of them. More than likely, it was on the first date. More than likely. I doubt if it was more than 2 dates. Right? And 0 relationships. This is where we at. This is where we at. Again, this is how the Tinder trap gets women. Because she's out here trying to get on with this handsome guy, this dreamy dude. He's just out there to smash. She smashes the guy. Right. And then, like, you know, shout out to Myron and Fresh, like Fresh and Fit platform talks about this all the time. The woman is able to get intimacy with this guy. And now in her head, she qualifies. That's it. That's the only guy, the only type of guy that I can be with. Top tier man. That's it. Because we smashed, I qualify for top tier men. So she might be a 7, 7.5, maybe an 8. This dude's a 9 or a 10. She's not looking at anybody below a 9 or a 10. Moving forward. It's just kind of how it works. Is it wrong? I don't ask me. I'm just, this is how it is. Right? It is what it is. So she's gonna mess with other dudes. She's gonna have those placeholder boyfriends. I think that's what Myron calls them. She's gonna have other dudes that she's messing with, but she's gonna always believe that these guys are beneath her because she got smashed by a 9 or a 10. One night stand, 9 or a 10. Miss AKA lady, I was on a dating app for one summer. It was so overwhelming. After an hour on the app, I had over 200 requests. Damn. In 1 hour, sis. Wow. Wow. It was like reviewing job applications. Think about that. I've been on, Brother Dino Dinosaur wanted me to jump on a dating app just to see what it's like, right? I did it around the first of the year. So I've been on a dating app for 17 days. I haven't really been swiping or anything like that. I only opened up the app really once to swipe a couple times and that was it. and I have 16 likes. I've been on 17 days. I got 16 likes. Right? This AKA lady was on her app for an hour and had over 200 likes, 200 requests trying to get at her. Y'all see the disparity. You know what I mean? Like if you're a top tier dude, the top tier dudes are getting the kind of request and the kind of attention that Miss AKA lady is getting. I got a buddy of mine who is like physically top tier guy, like works hard, has a great career, he's done well for himself. Like he's chilling, got everything. You know what I mean? Everything he wants. And he doesn't have a lot of material stuff, but he has everything he wants. He had a little truck or whatever, but he doesn't like care about cars and clothes, and he likes to travel. That's his thing. Right. And just for shits and giggles, he was like, yeah, man. So we were talking. This was over a year ago. We were just talking. He was like, yeah, man, since we've been talking, I created a Bumble profile or whatever. It was it might have been Hinge or Bumble. He created a profile, and before he could finish creating a profile, he had over 100 women hitting him up. You know what I mean? Likes and hundreds of likes. And then, but women like actually trying to communicate with him. Like, hey, they're like sending messages and stuff like that. He was like, bro, it's so easy. Like, look, let me show you something. He'll just send like a winky face emoji or something like that. And the woman would just send like 5 messages, just rapid fire 5 messages right to him. So he's like, I'm like, bro, say something crazy. So he'll just say whatever. I want you to do this. Send me a picture of that. And man, within a day, they were complying with his request. I want you to do this. And I can't even say what he had him doing. I know YouTube don't want me to tell this story. But the things he was asking them to do and take pictures of and video of, strangers, they didn't know him. They were sending them. All he had to do, because they wanted to do a FaceTime to make sure they weren't getting catfished. So he just had to, he set up a FaceTime so they could see it's him. They were talking, boom. And as soon as they got off that phone call that night, those pictures, those videos started flooding in of him asking them to do just all sorts of stuff. Like, do this, do that. Won't you do this? Show me, get your toys and do it. I was blown away. But he's top tier. He's up there, bro. He's up there. Like on dating apps, I think for me to be on here 16 days and have 16 likes, I think that's doing really, 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 really well. And I'm an older dude, so I'm like in a different category. So if I were in my 20s, I probably would have maybe 1 or 2 likes in 16 days, maybe. Like, it's crazy how this works. Miss AKA is like, my homegirl did the app, had the same experience, a ton of requests. Is definitely different for women. It sure is, man. Terus is like, law averages. No, law averages don't apply here, man. It's skewed. And the thing is, I got a short that I put out, and it's entitled why women hate the red pill message or something like that. Like, why women don't like to talk about the red pill. This is why. This is one of the reasons. Like, you sit there and you had these conversations, and a rational person to sit there, like Miss AKA lady just said, she was like, yeah, man, it's a different experience for women than it is for men. We set up we get on there, we set it up, and within hours we get hundreds of dudes hitting us up. So what does that tell us? That tells us that thing is inundated with men. Right. And then the women on there, who are they going after? The absolute pinnacle, the 1% dude that may be on there. All the women are shooting up. So it's not like an equal thing. You're not going to have a woman on there who was average and they say, well, I'm a 5. First of all, you're not even going to get a woman to say she's a 5. Like, I'm average. So some people, man, you call a woman average, you say a woman's a 5, man, she's ready to fight you, boy. She got a gun, she'll pop off at you. It's like, you're average, you look like everybody else. I'm not saying you're below average. I'm not saying you're ugly, like, you're just average. They get so mad, like, no, I'm a 10. Like, no, you're not. You're not a 10. Kevin Samuels was to say this. Like, if you're a 10, that means you're making money off your beauty. That's it. People are just sending you money. Like that young woman who got the guy sent her $500 just to jump on the FaceTime call. She wasn't a 10. She was an 8. She was in LA. She was an 8, which is a beautiful woman. But she wasn't a 10 dude sending her money. Tens of women who are making millions of dollars just because they're pretty. Maybe they're models or actresses or something like that. They work their way into different situations just because they're beautiful. Like, yeah, man. Like, so, like, it's just crazy. Brother Cody is King is in the building. What's good, fam? It's like these are all hookup apps. So I assume they're all 3 or 4s if on one. I think a lot of women jump on there. Like men are going on these apps, literally looking for their significant other. They're doing it, man. Most people today, especially like the millennials and you know, people younger than me, they're more comfortable with technology than they are with going out here in the real world and actually talking to people. And that's not to say that going out here in the real world is easy. It's very difficult. But I'm not as comfortable with technology as my younger counterparts. And I think a lot of guys are jumping on these apps. They're paying big money because they're really trying to meet good women. They don't understand how the game works, right? They just don't get it. And they spend money. Like when Rhino was doing his thing, he had this beautiful blonde. We're gonna probably break that one down tomorrow or Monday. He had this beautiful blonde on there and posing as a guy, using the photos of his friend. And that was the friend that was on the video we did a couple of days ago that was posing as a woman, right? On the apps. Like he had, you know, so he get the photos of a real dude, an average guy, gave the photos to this beautiful blonde. She created the profile. She wanted to lie about his height, which was funny. She wanted to lie about his height. And Rhino was like, no, he's 5'9". And she's like, the average man is not 5'9". They looked it up right there. Yes, the average man in America is about 5'9", under 5'10". She just couldn't believe it. It's like the men that she deal with are tall because she can choose. So, and her mission was to simply get a woman to agree to have coffee or go out on a date, and she couldn't do it. She was paying, they wound up spending hundreds of dollars, like $200-300 in upgrades, you know, trying to make this happen. And it was a big failure. And then you look at the female side, they can't get the profile done completely before dudes start hitting them up. Hundreds and hundreds of dudes trying to get at them. It's just crazy out there. Brother Viking, I just finished a book called The Red Queen. It all matches up. Men perform and women choose. There's nothing wrong with that, man. Like, that's just how the game is played, bro. That's just how the game is played. Like, you need to, you know, if I were to be serious about trying to find a woman to get to know, to date or whatever, you know, first of all, I'm not trying to meet some woman on an online platform trying to make her my wife. I just don't see that happening. But if I were to be out here trying to find like the one or whatever, someone I want to spend some time with, I wouldn't use dating apps. I wouldn't use Match. I wouldn't use Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, none of that. I will go straight to Instagram. I ain't gonna lie, and it sounds like I'm plugging my homeboys Fresh and Fit, but I'm here to tell you, I would either pay them when they do a DMs on the man course, either do that or go back and watch all of their content when they did the smash and pass and they were really focusing on how you should make your profile look on Instagram and how you should communicate, because they gave most of that up for free. If you watch their content, they didn't do it all in one sitting, but they would, you know, they would do an episode here, an episode there. They would talk about it. Then Fresh was doing episodes on his own from his house, you know, from his condo, and have women there, and he would do like variants of smash and pass, and these women would tell you what they're looking for. These are the pictures that we like. These are the pictures we don't like, and they would tell you why. And you can kind of piece it together. I would be on Instagram if I had to use technology. I would be on Instagram. And you know, I'm a comedian, so for me, being a comedian is a huge boost. I understand game. I know what I'm doing, and I'm a comedian. So like, just even now, you guys know we're doing it every Tuesday night. We're doing a show here in Tampa, and I'm here to tell you, right? We're just getting started, and our crowd is just starting to grow. But people are loving it. I'm the host of the show. I'm the promoter, right? I'm in there. I'm partnered up with the guy who runs the whole thing. So there's just so much status there that gives me this bump. Right. I'm a funny guy. You know what I mean? I'm a retired dude that had a good career. I know how to engage in conversations. I know how to dress. I smell good. It's so many different variants there that they may not come up and talk to me right away, but they are all looking. They're all asking questions. I see them nudging each other like, who's that? You know what I mean? Oh, that's the guy who runs it. He's the host, or he's the promoter. He's the partner. Like, I'll see it. I'm normally just sitting somewhere by myself, just kind of chilling, and eventually they'll come over. Right. So Me, I go with that. Be good at something and go out here and use social game and just go out here and meet folks. If it be it cold approach or however you want to do it, doggy game or whatever you want to do, just get out here and holler at these people. That's how, just get out here and holler at these people. Miss AKA lady, she's like, yeah, COVID changed interactions a little bit. It changed it a little bit, but not much. You'll be surprised. Like, there's people still going out here getting after it. Like, especially here in Tampa. There's some really nice lounges and clubs. Like our thing is growing. People are coming out, and they're coming out in groups. And this group over here is kind of kicking it with that group over there. They get to know each other because we have this thing we're doing. And you see people, and then there are guys coming in there because we have all of the bottle women and the bartenders and the waitresses coming to our shows. It's kind of like a service industry night. So all the dudes are coming because all the hot women are there. So it hasn't changed that much because of COVID and the pandemic. Brother Pitney Jules in the building. What's good, man? Apps like these are the reason Cold Approach is essentially dead. I don't think Cold Approach will ever die, bro. To keep it 100, I don't think Cold Approach will ever die. You just have to, you're going to need it. As you're going to need those skills, the conversational skills needed for Cold Approach, right? And after, to keep them around, is the same skills you need. Because even with technology, at some point, y'all going to be sitting in a room next to each other and you got to talk. Right? At some point, you got to talk. So that it is what it is. Sister Candace, no way I'm pulling up on a man's house. I've only managed a few times via an app. I've only messaged a few times via an app. Super dangerous. Hey, man, when people see who they want to see, dudes will pull up on beautiful women and women will pull up on dudes they find real handsome. Yeah, it's dangerous. It's real dangerous. I mean, I've told this story before and I'll tell it again. Back in Cincinnati in the 90s, the mid to late 90s, before I moved to LA, me and my cousin had motorcycles. We would ride. We'd be out there riding. Women will pull up on us in their cars, pull up next to us, ask us to pull over. We'll pull over. They'll ask if they could ride, get out of their cars and jump on our motorcycles. No helmet. They have glasses on. Don't know us. Just ride on our bikes holding on. We just going like, and be with us for hours on the back of the bike. Could take them anywhere and they don't care. Just holding on like, And boy, the stuff that they were holding on to, I'm just here to tell you, girl, you right, sis. That's why you married. That's why you a good one. That's why you married and you doing your thing. Shout out to you. You know what I mean? I got Don DeMarco to all the married women out there. Y'all won that game. Do people still use matchmaking services? I don't really know. There were some people I knew about 10 years ago, maybe 8 years ago, that were high net wealth individuals and they used a matchmaker service. This one matchmaker came highly recommended and they paid tons of money and it wasn't cheap, man. I want to say that it was like a $50,000 retainer just to get this matchmaker to even talk to you, to submit your information. They interviewed you. It was like a whole process, right? So, but I think for the average person, nah. I think people are still taking recommendations from their friends and stuff like that. Brother Grios is in the building. What's good, y'all? What's good, man? Recent experience with Tinder is having to unmatch fake profiles half the time. Meeting in person is good. Yeah, that's another thing too, man. All of the bots out there and all of the catfishing going on. And then you have people, there's a lot of women out there who just want to chit chat. They just want to chat. They just want the attention. They're not trying to meet you in real life. That's not their goal. They just, and guys will be going back and forth and having these full-blown conversations. And the guys are thinking like, oh, this is growing. We're building. This is going somewhere. Hey, man, she got a boyfriend or a husband, man. She just wanted a little bit of attention. That's all. She ain't trying to meet you. She ain't trying to FaceTime you. She ain't trying to call you, none of that. And you can do all that on the platform. She's not trying to come off a Tinder. That's another thing I tell dudes. Like, if you're going to do it, you got to get them off that platform. Whatever dating platform that is, you got to get them off that platform ASAP. Either get their phone number. If they don't want to do that, get their Instagram. Get them off that. Get their Facebook. Get them off that platform ASAP. Get them on a platform where you can do a voice call. You can do a FaceTime because you can do all that on Instagram. You can call someone on Instagram. I've called people on Instagram and they didn't know that the platform did that. Like, I didn't know what was going on. I thought my phone was broke. You know what I mean? They hit the button And then boom, there I am. It's like, you can FaceTime on this thing. I'm like, yeah, you sure can. You can do video chats on this thing. You can do just regular voice chats on this thing. And I'm like, I didn't know that. And I'm like, cool, that's normally a good sign. It's like, oh, that's somebody who ain't really running game on her side. But yeah, man, get them off that app, man. Brother Viking. Mother Nature only cares about mating. Pair binding is just some extra stuff. That's the cold hard fact. Hey man, I ain't mad at you for that. I can't dispute it. I can't dispute it. You know what I mean? It's the drive to reproduce is a strong one. And that's where it all stems from. Men are just trying to reproduce, and we already know that most men don't even get a chance to reproduce. Over the history of our species, only like 44% of men have passed on their DNA. Man, that's insane. That's less than half. That's less than half. Someone check my math on that. I think it's 44%. If you go like the history of our species, only 44% of men have passed their DNA on. But that number is not the same for women. I mean, it's way up there for women. Like the percentage is way up there. I want to say 70 plus percent, maybe 80% of women have passed on their DNA. That tells you a lot right there. Just right there. Miss AKA, this time, Sister Candace, she's like, yeah, very true. When I was dating, I always met in a public place, arrived early, backed in the parking space, and took a crazy route home and stayed strapped. Got to be smart. Absolutely. Absolutely. You want to do that. You want to do that as dudes. You never know when some woman's trying to set you up, bro. Especially if they think you have something. If they think you got something, like, oh, he has a nice car. We went out. He keeps cash on him. He has like really nice jewelry, like like chains and whatnot, timepieces. Yeah, don't think for a moment that she won't set you up, because she will, Brother Pitney. Face-to-face interactions will always be part of our society, but these apps allow women to screen and select men without getting off the couch. Facts. Cold approach will be considered harassment soon. It is if you're not a handsome man. Like it's yeah. And you have to be subtle with your approaches too, bro. Like you have to post up. Like if you're in a social gathering, like you catch them at the bar or you catch them in the elevator, or if you happen to be standing and they're standing in close proximity, they make eye contact. You have to be able to read these subtle clues. And if it looks like she's about it, go ahead and say something, say hi, nod your head, wink or something like that in real life. And, you might be okay. But again, it's a whole nother skill set that it's hard to hone and master because people don't go outside. Let's continue with the video.
Only is she extremely picky, but she gives it up to Chads on probably the first night. What do the Reddit users think about this? Top comment said, at least a 1-to-1 ratio of meeting and fucking. Apparently, whoever those guys were, they must have been almost perfect men. Looks, charisma, height. Second highest rated comment said, I need to unsub from this place, bro. To be honest, these numbers are quite depressing because only Chad seemed to have all the fun on the app. Another commenter said, she's done 150 swipes a day for the last 6 months. With all the simps, women don't need to work, so they have a lot of free time. This shit makes dudes sad, LMAO. Someone responded, honestly, if I was single, this would discourage me from joining these apps. Not saying the OP isn't a very pretty girl, but she's not exactly a model type, and yet, according to these numbers, an interested guy would have less than a 1.5% chance in striking up a conversation. At that point, you're better off going to a social venue and talking to someone in person. If what the commenter said is true, that this user is above average in looks, imagine how picky the really hot women are. Men probably have to be rich, famous, tall, handsome, and have a large social media following, all in one. Basically a celeb. The game is rigged.
And everything that Reddit users said, all those things are qualifiers, man. You don't have to have all that. I know plenty of broke dudes, Pookies and Ray Rays who do just fine with getting women. Their mission is just to smash. And they're good at it. They run numbers. They know how to get women to talk to them. They know how to get in their head. They know how to get in their bed, right? Just years of them practicing or whatever. It is what it is. There are dudes who can do that. The money, the looks, the height, the fitness part, all those are qualifiers. Those, it makes it easier when you have all that, but you can have all that and have zero conversation, like no personality, and the women will either not deal with you or just run your pockets, right? Because simpletons always go to their wallet. They're always gonna at some point they're gonna go to their wallet. No, don't stay with me. I'll buy you this. I'll buy you that. Stay with me. You know, all right, she'll hang out and get all that stuff, but she's best believe she's got a backup somewhere. When she leaves there, she's going to get her needs met, and then she'll come back. You know what I mean? To pick up that bag or to pick up that jewelry or to whatever. She'll be back, but she's going to have her fun and do whatever it is. And it doesn't necessarily have to be physical with her. She's going to go hang out with some dude that she digs. She likes watching movies with him. She wants to go bowling with him, right? But you, as the dude with all the money, you got to pay her just to do a FaceTime. That's the game. That is the game, Brother Viking. Yeah, I don't have the exact numbers, but for men, it's less than 50%. And for women, it's around 90%. And that's talking about passing on your DNA. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. Like, it's absolutely crazy. Brother Penny's like, yeah, very true. Context matters. Some places are better for cold approaching than others. Yeah, you got to put yourself in those situations. That's kind of like the Reddit guys were saying. You know, most people are just uncomfortable in those social settings, and they don't have the confidence to approach. They're just kind of sitting back. You know, some will do it. They're just awkward about it. They don't like failing, because we live in that everyone gets a trophy era. If you came up, if you were raised that way, where everyone gets a trophy, now you become a grown up and you realize that's not true. And they don't want to feel that sting of defeat, right? The agony of defeat. So they just don't engage. They won't go out. And then when they do go out, they don't know how to look. You know what I mean? There's certain things you have to do, bro. Every time I go out into a social setting, some woman says something to me. If she's complimenting me on my hat or the clothes that I'm wearing, or she's asking me what cologne I'm wearing, telling me I smell good, or whatever. Like, it just, back in the day when I used to get manicures and pedicures, bro, and I used to get the clear polish on your fingers. Man, women will see your fingers shine and come over and grab your hands and want to rub your hands and stuff like that, bro. Strangers. They just walk up and like, oh my God. And just, then they want to bring you over to their friends like, look. Hey, man, I keep telling y'all, man, ladies love shiny things, bro. It's shiny. Trust me, I'd be shining up everything if I knew I was going to get that kind of reaction. But it just blew my mind. This was back in the early 2000s. My best friend would take me I would go into the nail shop with her, and she was like, just here, I'll pay for it. Just sit down and get, I would get a manicure and pedicure. And bro, I kept doing it because of the reactions I would get from women. Women would just walk over and like grab my hands and look at my nails, bro. It just blew my mind. And like, if I would just walk up to a woman and grab her hands, you probably call the police, bro. You probably call the police. But that would start the conversation. And then it's on. You know what I mean? So every little thing counts. And yes, man, context definitely matters. Last good man in Jersey's in the building. What's good, fam? So glad you popped in, man. And please hit the like. I know everybody does that. We all family here today, but hit that like. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid to share this with folks if you want to. Clip it up, all that good stuff. Subscribe. We're getting closer and closer to 2,000 subscribers, y'all. We're getting there, man. We're like at 1790, 1791, I think is where we are. So we're getting closer and closer. Those shorts are doing really well, man. I put out some shorts. I'm gonna chop this up into some shorts, and people send up. They like them. We got some shorts out there where 1,000, a couple thousand. It's doing good. It's doing real good. Miss AKA lady, it sucks that a lot of women emphasize money and looks too much. These are bonuses, but a man with money and bad character sounds like hell on wheels. Yeah, just like a woman who's beautiful with bad character is definitely hell on wheels, and she can use the rules of society today and just destroy you. So yeah, it's equally bad. Equally bad. You got these women out here who are absolute predators, and they're hunting for these well-to-do men. And they're getting it. They're getting it now. Society is starting to turn on these women, and law enforcement and the laws are starting to key into what they're doing. They're gonna start to shut it down. Women who are hitting men are getting locked up now. Women who are lying on men, they're gonna start doing something about that. I believe. I don't think they're gonna throw them in jail right away, but they're gonna do something. It's crazy out here. It's crazy. Miss AKA ladies like, I'm going to object to the nail polish deal. Hey, I'm here to tell you, it was just clear, and I don't do it anymore, but I tell you what, that thing worked like a charm. And that's That was 2009. So I think I started in 2007. In LA, it would happen all the time. But when I got to Miami, it was crazy. At work, it would happen. Like it's coworkers, so we all cool. But I have one of my friends, Carol. She would come up and grab my hand and look all the time, like just be like, "Wow," you know what I mean? It was what it was. Go out into the wild. I'm telling you, girl, it worked. Brother Ted's in the building. What's good, fam? What's good, fam? And it just those little things. Like, what little thing can you do as a man is going to set you apart from the rest of the pack? Like the types of hats that I wear. Like I said, the timepieces. I wear a vest. I'll wear a lot of vests. A lot of when I dress up, I might have on a 3-piece, or I might just have on a vest with like a different style jacket, like an overcoat or something like that. Some nice shoes. I'll go out, bro. People treat me like I'm royalty or something. It's crazy, especially in a town like Tampa where folks very rarely dress up. They don't, and when they do dress up, it's kind of bland. Like you can't see their own styling. They just bought a suit. You know what I mean? But when you actually take time and you put yourself together right, people pay attention. And it's like every time I go out, I get a compliment from some woman. Every time. And I'm always talking crazy. Y'all know it. ABTS, always be talking shit. I'm always out there just talking crazy, having a good time. You know what I mean? So, and I'm just practicing. I'm not even trying to get on. Be honest with you, I'm not. The last thing I want to deal with now is a woman. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm more focused on getting the podcast together, getting our Tuesday night show together. We're building out on that. We're trying to work on bringing some comedy shows to different cities in the country. I'm focused on other things. I'm focused on my daughter. The last thing I need is to be distracted by some woman or a group of women for that matter. I'm not trying to run rotations no more. None of that. You know what I mean? So, brother Viking, my dad always told me, keep your house, yourself, and your nails clean. He was correct. He really was, bro. He really was. But let's continue.
According to Tinder insiders, if a Chad gets more likes, his profile is shown to more people by the app, while someone with very few likes are shown to less and less people. Now, let's take a look at a man's Tinder data. He's 28 years old, and he's been on the app for 2/3 of the year, twice as long as the above average female we just saw. He swiped over 7,000 times. That's less than half the amount of swipes the female user burned through. Again, there are way more single men on the apps than women. From there, he swiped less just over 4,000 times. More than half. Seems like he'd be swiping on the plain Janes, like the 6s and the 5s at the very least. From the 4,000, he matches with 211 people. Still a good amount of matches for a guy. Most men are lucky to get 10 matches. And so that's 5% out of all the profiles he liked matched with him. From there,
Look at the difference. Look at the difference. This dude swiped a total of 7,912 times. Right. So he didn't like 3,856 of the profiles that he saw, which was a left swipe. And he did like 4,056 profiles that he saw, which is a right swipe, right? This is almost even. This makes sense to dudes. This makes sense. Women, it's like she only likes 1%. That the woman that they show only like 1% of all the profiles she looked at. This dude basically was like, okay, half of them are cool and the other half I don't like. That makes more sense. Right? Split it down the middle. I like that half. I ain't crazy about that half. Let's focus over here. Right. So out of the 4,056 right swipes, he got 211 matches. Right. So 3,845 of the profiles that he liked didn't match with him. 211 did. Those just like old boy said, these are good numbers. He started a chat with 156 of them. That's pretty cool. 55 of the people that he matched with didn't want to talk to him. These numbers to this point, man, this isn't bad at all. This isn't bad at all. Like, dude's doing pretty good. I wonder what his profile looks like, to be honest with you. I'm like, I wonder what his profile looks like. Like his dude's like super tall. He's got like great pictures in there. Like, is he like really fit? I wonder. Let's continue.
he chats with 156, more than half. 55 were either stuck up and ignored him, or maybe were just vanity matches. And if you didn't know, sometimes women will like you back or swipe right on you because they're doing that to every profile just to see how many matches they get. Or maybe he was one of 1,000 other matches a female user had, so his message would be buried with the hundreds of other ones. From there, he went on 12 dates, which is 7% of the people he talked to on the app and got 0 relationships. But 8 casual flings. Don.
Boy, this dude right here, this dude had to be a Chad, what they call a Chad. This dude right here is probably tall. Bet she's probably over 6 feet. Financially, he probably has some stuff going for him. Probably was like a professional. Living in a decent town, like a New York, Vegas, Miami, LA type situation, maybe DC or something, Atlanta, right? Dallas, something like that. Probably had a good sense of humor, was very socially in tune with what's going on around him. Probably well traveled, had some good vacations, some good photos. Because these numbers are way above the norm for dudes, in my opinion. Goes on 12 dates out of that 156 chats, goes on 12 dates, got no relationships, but he smashed 8 of them. So out of the 12, only 4 of them he didn't smash. But 8 of them he smashed. No relationships, no marriage. This is not reflective of the average dude's experience on a dating app. It just, this dude was killing the game right here. You know what I mean? Miss AKA it's like, if a man is well dressed, confident demeanor, and smells good, then he has just added 3+ points to his appearance. Example, Jay-Z be fine. Yeah, man. A lot of women tell me about Jay-Z. Like, ain't he ugly with them big lips? And like, ain't no such thing as an ugly billionaire. And he gangster. Dude came up as a gangster. It's a whole nother world. Whole nother level of clout. That you talking about bad boy on steroids. Gangsters do way better. Gangsters and rock and rollers, like gangsters and dudes in rock bands or hip hoppers or whatever. Even if they're a starving artist type, man, they are killing the game. I know a dude who wasn't barely making any money. He was into spoken word. Always had a dime with him, and she paid for everything. He come out, do his art. She's buying the alcohol. She bought dinners. She's driving her car. He's staying at her place. It's like, dude, she just love. I mean, dude was a true artist, man. Like, she was just in love with him and his talent. It was crazy. And she wasn't the only one. Dude had a slew of women like that. Just like you had these garage bands and whatever, these struggling hip hop artists coming up, man, they getting it in. They getting it in. They find themselves in that top 20 just because they have the ability to source these women. Last good man in Jersey, the profile reads like he's an 8 or a 9. Facts. Better Bachelor did a similar analysis. So did Wheat Waffles. You have to be a Chad to get this response rate. Facts. See, people who like keep an eye on this sort of thing, we know you look at it like these numbers are stellar, bro. This dude's you know what I'm saying? He's an all-star. This guy. MSA she's like, male poets are the worst. Sounds like somebody got a story. You ready for story time, girl? You want to, when we drop the link so you come tell us all about your these poet dudes?
On DeMarco for that. That's 66.6% or mark of the beat rate that he got laid. Sounds like this guy is way above average because most males in their lifetime haven't slept with 8 different women, yet alone achieve that in less than a year. And this guy was smart not to get into a long term with anyone he hooked up with. Top comment said, for a man, really good stats, far above average. For sure, this guy is good. 5.2% match rate is respectable. The fact that he got over 100 matches is very respectable. Let's look at a real average male swipe stats. In 3 years, this man swiped over 40,000 times. That's 13,000 per year, or 36 times every day of the year.
Damn.
This guy is swiping through twice the amount of profiles than the above average guy and 4 times more than the average female. From there, he swiped right on 12,600 times. That's 30% of all profiles he's come across. Maybe he's being a little too picky. Sounds like maybe he's not swiping on the 5s or 6s, just the 7s or above. He gets 133 matches. That's 1% out of all the people he swiped right on, and felt the same about him. Or you'd think, since he was only able to talk to 15 people because 50 were bots and 68 were no replies. That's 11% of his matches he was able to converse with. So every year he talked to just over 3 female profiles. Out of that, he's gotten 5 long conversations, which are probably the most meaningful ones. And despite having some type of connection, every one of his matches ghosted on him, meaning they never met up with him.
Mm.
So, 3 years of work just to never go on one overpriced date. A top comment said 0.12% match rate, ghosted on all 15 conversations. Sorry, dude. I wish you better luck moving forward. Honestly, if you live in a somewhat populated area, try another app like Hinge or something.
You know, people, these like guys are trying to figure this out. If you're an average dude, you can just expect those type numbers. You can just expect it. I'm gonna wrap up the Tinder experiment we're doing that I'm doing for brother Dino, and this weekend I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna try to have some conversations with some of these ladies. Like I said, I got 16 likes. I'm gonna go through all the likes, maybe swipe on a few, and then see if I can get someone to come out and have coffee or tea or you know what I mean, get a smoothie or something like that. The last time I did it, and this was back in 2020 when I first moved to Tampa, I went out with I want to say 4 or 5 women. Let me see, 4 women, 4 or 5. Um, I didn't want to do a second date. I wasn't trying to smash. Although there was one we had, we went and had lunch near where she lived, which was about 45 minutes from me. She had a gang of kids, very, very cute. Like she was like the girl next door, tomboyish, you know, older woman. She had 3 or 4 kids, divorced, and the conversation was cool. We wound up in the car, and man, she wanted to do something, but then she changed her mind. She kind of froze up, and I'm like, all right, well, let me get out of here. I got to get going. I want to beat traffic. But she was ready to go. She was ready to go. Never hit her back. She never hit me back. It was just right there. Because again, as a dude, you got to sense that too. Like you see they starting to get uncomfortable or freeze up a little bit for whatever reason. Hey man, you gotta slam on those brakes, bro. Like let me get on my side of the car over here. You get over there on your side of the car. You know what I mean? So you got to be in tune to that. A lot of guys, they just keep going and it gets them in trouble. You know, it gets them in trouble. So and again, I don't know how many swipes, I don't know how many people I like, but I was using multiple apps. And one woman I saw on like every app, every platform I would get on, she was there with Match, Tinder, Hinge, whatever was out there, I forget, but she was on like every app. You go through and see her picture, like, oh, they go Shorty again. That woman was like very recently divorced. She had a child. And she, she was one of those women who were, I guess the term is she hit the wall. She was still attractive, but she wasn't getting nearly the amount of attention that she was accustomed to, and she was having a hard time adjusting to that. Even when she was like, we were out, we went and got some ice cream, and she was like, met her in the mall. Like, let's meet in the mall. We walking through the mall, got some ice cream, and she really wanted more attention, and she wasn't getting it from me. I was just like, nah, you ain't getting that. I'm looking at my watch, I'm ready to go, and she was keenly aware that her attraction has fallen off because we get older. It is what it is. And she was keenly aware she wasn't getting the attention she was used to getting. We talked about her situation, that was just, again, that was like a big red flag. I was ready to go when she kept bringing it up. And I just told her, once I realized, like, I ain't trying to do nothing with this shit. I said, listen, girl, you should try to get back with your husband. This is before I knew who Kevin Samuels was, all that. Like, you should try to get back with your husband, if only for the sake of your kid. It doesn't sound like you're over him. It sounds like you just asked for too much. He got fed up with you, and you put down an ultimatum, and he took you up on it. I tell people all the time, don't threaten somebody with a good idea. Don't be like, I'll leave you, or you can just leave. Don't threaten somebody with a good idea, bro. They might walk away. They might like it. Like, you know what? I ain't taking you back. So I tell folks all the time, be careful with that. I think she gave this guy an ultimatum, and he took her up on it. And then she was like, yeah, I know I would like to get back with me, but he met someone. So I was like, oh, well, it's over for you, shorty. You're never gonna find him. That you're never gonna find that. You know, you're talking about a black man who was making, I think she was saying dude was making like $300,000 a year. We're down here in Florida, very accomplished, very high educated black dude. He was cool. He didn't cheat on her, apparently. Like she said, she didn't know if he did, she didn't catch him. Like she gave an ultimatum and he liked the idea and he left and he never looked back. So there she is. That's one of those women who are trying to replace a man is virtually you cannot replace that guy. Like you just can't replace him. There's just not enough of him out there. And you're out here competing with not just you and women your age, but all younger women too. I think the woman he wound up with, she kept saying like, yeah, she's like 8 years younger than he is or something like that. Like, is that a big number? She's 8 years younger. And I was like, all right, well, she got a free session out of me. We sat down. All we needed was a couch. She could have laid on the couch and told me her problems. But it was what it was. You know what I mean? It was what it was. And, it's just crazy. And Brother Terrence is like, most women have no idea how impressive this is. Yeah, man, it's so easy for women to get men. Women don't realize how hard it is to get women. Men struggle with this, and it blows their mind. But again, this technology is allowing them to see it. When Rhino on their platform, Love, Live, Serve on that platform, these hot girls, they got to see up close in person. Like, wow, is it really this difficult? Man, the one blonde, she was like, I wouldn't even try to date. Like, I would just give up. Like especially the type of women that she was seeing on the app with the attitudes. She's like, man, some of these women aren't even attractive and they had attitudes. No, she was like, no, I wasn't just trying to get a date. I'm trying to get a date with a woman that I think is attractive, that he would think is attractive, not just any old woman. Because you got women out here who are just like overweight, very crass, tons of makeup. They're just like, you know what I mean? And this woman was just shaking her head at the end of the episode. Like, I can't believe it. Is it really this hard? It's not hard for her. She's a blonde, beautiful blonde woman. You know what I mean? Last good man in Jersey. Like, I interviewed a guy who only got 2 dates in 2 years, both bad. Now he's a passport bro, and he's heading to HK to meet his Filipina. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I hope it works out for him. But game is game no matter what hemisphere you in. But I hope it works out for him. I really do. At least he doesn't have to worry about the laws too much. I don't think, be careful. Don't get pregnant. Tell him not to get pregnant, bro. Because that's some crazy stuff. Miss AKA lady, mess around and catch a case fooling around with an uncertain woman. Facts, bro. There's people out here now catching cases where a woman she'll tell the authorities, well, I was okay with it at the time. I wanted to do it at the time, but now I don't know. I want to withdraw my consent. And they're considering making that a thing. If that's the case, you got to leave them alone. You got to leave all women alone. If women can withdraw consent because they found out that, all right, you led on to let her believe that you're a doctor or something when in fact you're just a janitor at the hospital because she saw pictures with you in scrubs. She just assumes you're a doctor and found out you're not a doctor. So she wanted to have sex with a doctor, not a janitor. So I want to press charges. If stuff like that begins to happen in this country, oh my goodness, that'll definitely destroy the game. Definitely destroy it. But let's get back to the video.
40,000 swipes would be a populated area. He responded, I hate to say this, but I'm actually also on Hinge and Bumble. Pretty similar results on there as well. Honestly, I think I should just delete these apps and go out more. Edit, I do have a date this Saturday with an old high school friend, but I'm not expecting anything since I have to go back to Texas soon. I'm still looking forward to it. Bumble is the worst for men, as only women can message the men on that app first. So there's no shot in talking to a female user unless if they actually take interest in you. He had better luck in real life, which proves pickup gives you way more success with women than apps do, because it limits both sexes to the most shallow features like height or looks. For example, if a female who's 5'5" and likes only taller men, on Bumble and Hinge she can limit the height to only 6 feet or taller. Will never see anyone shorter than 6 feet. But if she met some of the men in person who didn't make her search cut by a couple of inches and they were taller than her, they'd have a real good shot of getting her number. She'd still be looking up to the 5'8" males. Another commenter sniped, people who don't know what it's like to be an average to mediocre looking single male try to give advice to OP and tell him he must be doing something wrong. Someone responded, for real, LMAO. My attractive roommate got frequent matches. Meanwhile, my average hairy ass has seen 0.
And that's the problem because you're hairy, you're average, and you know it. You gotta put in some work. You know, a lot of these dudes, they'll say these things, they make these comments, they're so frustrated, man. They have low self-esteem. You got to get past that. As a guy, you got to push past that. You got to have some confidence. And there are ways to get there. But a lot of people just don't want to do the work. Again, it goes back to that everyone gets a trophy. I think everyone gets a trophy, and timeout generation has hurt a lot of people. A lot of people. And it hurts them because they can't see the world for how it really is. You got American men who are doing really good. These will be good catches. These are good men who are leaving the country to go find women because the women here don't want to give them the time of day. I mean, again, that's the game. That's the game. You got to game yourself up to get out here if you want to deal with this sort of stuff. If you want to just have a shot, you're going to have to work on that game. Work on your overall appearance. Figure these things out. But so many dudes like this dude right here. It's like, yeah, my roommate gets all these matches. Well, my average hairy ass gets, has seen 0 matches. Bro, do something about the hair, man. You know what I mean? Just groom yourself up a little bit, bro. I'm hairy. You just got to take care of it, man. Do hair maintenance. Figure that out. You know what I mean? Get into the gym, or just walk, get active. You don't even have to go to the gym if you don't want to, man. Join a basketball league or something like that, or join a CrossFit club. I know people hate CrossFit, but at least it gets you something. It gets you out, right? And you're gonna meet people. You're gonna be out there working out, doing all this stuff with folks. Man, a soccer league or a flag football league or whatever, baseball, softball. Get out there, stay active, move around, and that'll take care of the fat part. You know what I mean? Groom yourself up. That'll take care of the hairy part. Now you got your shot, man. Go out here and try to learn how to talk to some women. Now you got yourself a shot. Brother Viking was like, yep, this is why I tell the truth and I don't sell the dream. I choose to paint visions of the future that I make come true. Got to do what you got to do. Yeah, whatever it takes, Brother Pitney. If retroactive withdrawal of consent becomes persuasive, it would be the single greatest driver of the demand of legalization of adult services. Facts. If people could go back and withdraw consent, yeah, man, you better go see a pro for your needs, sign your contract, do whatever you got to do. That's the only way to really protect yourself. That is, bro, 100%. That's a Don DeMarco. It's a Don DeMarco for you, my friend. If this becomes a thing, then I would tell dudes, stop it. Don't even talk to a regular woman, bro. Get your passport, do the passport thing. If you got to get your needs met, bro, sit down, interview some adult service workers and work out something. So there's a contract and everything is there, bro. I'm serious, man. I'm serious because you talking about losing your freedom? That's too much. And you don't want to wind up in the prison system that we currently have. There's some craziness going on out there. I'm thinking about doing a video. There's a guy out there who has a podcast. It's called 23 and 1. And this is a guy who's been incarcerated a couple times. Real cool dude. I haven't met him in person, just know him from his platform. And he talks about what goes on inside of prisons. And he talks about these prison stories. And bro, he had a story he was talking about, I think yesterday or the day before, where there are inmates who are dying in prison through violent means or whatever, either inmate on inmate or correction officer on inmate or whatever. And the grieving families will finally get the body back and discover that there's organs missing. This is a very scary thing. Like if there's something going on where people are dying in prison and they're harvesting organs and stuff like that, like that's a serious, serious issue, which could get people marked and deleted for their body parts, bro. That's someone I'm probably gonna definitely talk about that. Maybe next week. I've done I did a short on it. I haven't uploaded it today yet, but I did a short on it, and I'm gonna follow up on that for real. But Brother Pitney's right, man. Brother Pitney's right. Let's continue.
This next graphic shows a woman's experience on the dating app. Over 10,000 matches. That's a small football stadium of men. She has 1,400 messages, more messages than probably the 1% of men get matches. So when you miraculously match with an 8 or above and wonder why they never respond to your message, just know she couldn't even find your message. This is why it's better to just ditch the apps and improve your life than hope or wish on a shooting star that someone attractive will match with your profile. Besides, if a woman is on Tinder, she's not marriage material. Otherwise, she wouldn't need dating apps. If you want to see with your own eyes how picky women are on dating apps, here's let's call her an average looking female to be nice.
Yeah, I remember I watched this early and I saw what's about to come, man. That's gonna blow your mind what y'all about to see. But Cody said this in the top of this live. If she's on the dating app, bro, she ain't what you trying to bring home to mama, let's say, man. She's out there trying to do her thing. It is what it is. All of the apps, they're all looking for hookups, more than likely. Why would she be on the app? She has just as many men in real life trying to get at her as she does online. So why would she need to be on the app? Like if she really wants to find herself a good dude, there are tons of good men around her. She just, between work and, maybe church or whatever volunteer work or whatever it is she's doing, there's tons of men around her. So why is she on the app? Because she want to do a little something. You feel me? Let's continue. Watch this, man. This part coming up really blew my mind. I'm like, yo, guys are hitting up women like this, like to the point where they're so bold about their preferences and what they're saying. It just blows my mind. I see this in real life. They be talking big, like, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I heard a couple feelings out there, man, because they done came up with me talking big, then feeling good about themselves. Like, you better go on somewhere. I'm gonna make you reevaluate your situation. Leave me alone. Let's check this out.
Nice. So YouTube doesn't cancel us.
Hi, I'm back. Anytime I use dating apps, I'm noticing a pattern of people that I always swipe left on, and I'm going to share that with you. So men, if you're watching, here's the comprehensive list of reasons why I didn't swipe right. Number 1, if the most interesting thing about you is that you like tacos and margaritas, left. If you're looking for a gym buddy, that ain't me. Hello? You could be the hottest man on this planet, but if you're hiking in like 5 of your pictures, it's not going to work out. If your bio says into thick women, immediate left. Red flags all over that shit. I'm not trying to be fetishized in my spare time. I get enough of that on the internet. If the only thing in your bio is 420 friendly, no. I'm sure you're great. Immediate left.
I mean, bro, man, she got like the Venus flytrap stuff on her eyes, man. Tons of makeup and a filter. She's not a few pounds. That's not a few extra pounds. Like, bro, she's clinically obese, man. And she's confidently telling dudes, yes, if you do this, if you do that, if you hike, if you eat right, if you're into big girls, I'm swiping left on you. If you this, if you that, if you whatever, I'm swiping left. She has the confidence to do this because this woman is inundated with guys, legions of men trying to get at her. Don't waste your time with Tinder, Match, Bumble, Hinge. This is what's out there, bro. This is crazy. Are there good women out there? Absolutely. Absolutely. Some of them might even be on these apps, but they're not going to stay on there long because they're going to see like, man, this is just too much. What did Miss AKA lady say? Like, it was like going through applications, man. This is too much. You got to catch them in the wild, bro. Catch them out there in the real world. There are some good women out there in America. You ain't got to leave America. There's some good women out there. Now, you know, there's some traps, of course. You know, you look at the if you get married, y'all know my stance on that. I'm like, I don't know about signing any documentation. You gotta be careful of cohabitation, you know, because you don't want to be common law situation where you find yourself where they consider you married, even though you never got married. There are a lot of things you got to consider. There's a lot of vetting going on. If you want to run that risk, you want to go out there and say, all right, I'm gonna take a chance and I think it's gonna work. That's fine, but at least you do your research, you did your vetting, you talk to your people, you make your decision. If it goes bad, you got to just hold the L. But look at, man, this is crazy.
If your bio says anything along the lines of not looking for a relationship, but let's see where this goes, go fuck yourself. You either are or you aren't. To me, that screams everyone is an option, and I don't know what I want. And that's a whole mess of toxicity I'm not trying to deal with. Pictures of fishing or hunting, obviously, immediate left. Why would I want to see dead things when I'm trying to find my soulmate? If 100% of your pictures are group shots, how the fuck am I supposed to know which one you are? It's never the hot one, immediate left. And the thing that takes the cake, that makes the men so angry, if it says conservative, immediate left. We are not gonna get along. Blue lives matter, anything, no. The conservative cat.
Hey, bro, who's talking to Shorty, man? This has something to do with her weight, man. That cackle, right? This confidence, that look. Hey, man, what are y'all doing out there? What are y'all doing? Yeah, Brother Penny's like, yeah, man, women, hey, she's on the app to ride the sea carousel without touching her social circle. True. And Brother Penny continues, girls like her are getting tons of messages. This is why they're running around with an inflated sense of self-worth and unrealistic standards. Facts. Because this is right here. Bro. And if you were to call her out or you say something about her or she would have seen this video and she was like, oh my God, it becomes the immediate victim. You're fat shaming, you're body shaming. You know what I mean? You're picking on me. Like, bro, you put yourself out there. And the thing that gets me is because men really just want one woman. There are dudes out there who are trying to marry this woman. They will get in there and like, you know what? I'll marry her and get wrecked. They'll get wrecked in the family court system. They'll get wrecked in divorce court, bro. I've seen it. Until those laws change, it's not worth it. It's just not worth it, Brother Viking. I know a lot of guys that even after watching this vid will still try to slide and smash. Yeah, they'll try to slide in their DMs and smash. We see that on Fresh and Fit After Hours all the time, every week after week after week. These dudes running their DMs, run to their OF accounts. You know what I mean? Slide in there trying to do whatever. It is insane. And it's never going to change. It's never going to change, man. That need, that desire to reproduce ain't going nowhere. Right? We're programmed this way. That's never going to change. It just blows me away to see. I see it in real life. I've seen women like that trying to holler at me. You know what I mean? What did Brother Penny say? That inflated sense of self-worth? Man, ain't come up to me, bro. I'm telling you, I'm a comic too. Yeah, bro, I let them have it. I let them have it. You know what I mean? I just open up, bro. Like, I'm sorry. You coming over here, big girl?
Get some. Get some. Get some. Yeah. Get some.
That's exactly how I do it. You come over here and get out of pocket, bro. I'm letting loose. This is insane, Brother Cody is king. Why is that angry? We're always talking about politics. Yeah, man. But it's like that on the left and the right, bro. It's like that. They're on both sides, bro. You got the conservatives out there saying the same thing about soy boys that be looking the way they look, bro. The land whales, man, they be doing their thing, man. And this is the era we live in. It is so many even women like this, man. You go into their Instagram DMs or you go into they're on the apps. They're all on dating apps. You go into those dating apps and you see the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dudes trying to get at them. It's crazy. It's crazy. And she can sit back and say, nope, I'm swipe left on you if you do this, if you do that, da da da. I'm like, Brother Viking. Many of them are in the FNF, the Fresh and Fit Discord, claiming they are red pill, and it's just a slow Tuesday. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. It is what it is, man. Ain't nothing gonna change. All we can do is talk about it, bring the facts to the surface. Hey, man, it is what it is. To me, that's what being red pill really is, man. Seeing it for what it is, man. I see the code. I'm looking at the code. I am not mad at this woman whatsoever. Do you, baby? You do you, boo boo. You get it. You getting it right now. You get it. And guess what? When she's ready, when she's really ready, and she feels as if her options have dwindled, guess what? There'll still be a dude there. You know what I mean? Bat and clean up that'll take her on. No problem. So, I mean, she's working with a net. Why not? Why not get big? Go ahead, girl. Just don't get big with me.
Cowboys really be wanting us e-girls, huh? You ain't gonna get us though. Let me know what y'all's immediate red flags are. I'm trying to expand my list. You're beautiful. I love you. I'm proud of you. Bye.
She may have some autistic tick as well. She wrote in the description, "Stay mad and I'll stay swiping, LOL. Hashtag plus size influencer, curve fashion, plus size store, plus size models." As if men are going to be heartbroken that someone they most likely swiped left on didn't swipe right on them. You'll notice she didn't really state physical qualities on her demand list. But if you look at the men that made her list, she inferred that her preference was in-shape men. The only problem was they preferred in-shape women, thus rejecting her to begin with. Or if they did match with her, they'd only want to fling. So, despite claiming she's making men mad, this video is about her being mad. This is how selective most women are on these apps, and it makes it easier for them to disqualify the male user by just swiping instead of negotiating things with a person. Top comment of a similar looking female said, "They are always hiking in at least 5 of their photos." Yeah, because quality men are explorers and well-rounded. They're not sitting on their ass every day getting fat. Another female commenter said, "I'm looking for the same type. Checked all of those left swipes. Ugh, where are the good ones?" The good ones were swiped left by the feminists. They're literally looking for a Chad feminist, the unicorn. I have no tips, as if I ever date again, the red flag would just be men. This commenter seems to have gotten pumped and dumped by Chad or Tyrone, so now she takes her outrage on all men, including the great ones. Take a look at how low their standards are when it's Chad's profile.
Okay, we have Steven, who's 31. He is a teacher. Okay.
So this part right here, bro. Me and my homeboy, when what we're about to see here, I saw play out in real life. You know what I mean, with the interaction and the way these women are answering, man. I'm telling you, bro, they get down, man. They get down. They'll do whatever. They'll do whatever. This is the equivalent to the simpleton, the female simpleton to give you the Foxy Brown and whatever else you want. You want a meal, you need some clothes, you need me to cash app you. A woman will do all those things, bro. She will take care of a man, at least for a little bit. At least for a little bit. Yeah, man, little shorty is unstable for sure, man. That laugh had me. That needs to be looked into. She needs to go. Little shorty need to go talk to a pro. There's something going on there. And once she unpacks all her issues, then she'll be able to, get back to reality. And then she'll still have a dude waiting on her. Her male counterpart, he's still an incel. Like, he's involuntarily celibate, bro. There's nothing he can do. Her male counterpart is gonna be that way. It's not like she's gonna link up with a dude. Like, she's a 4. She's not gonna, she's like a 3-4 somewhere in there. I'm not good at rating below 5. I'm not good at that, bro. I just don't know how to do it. I don't go that far south. You know what I mean? But wherever she is, her male counterpart, she's still not gonna see him. Like, she's not gonna look across the aisle. She's looking up. She's looking up. Okay, I've got myself together. I fixed myself. I read my books. I went to my counselor. Went to my therapist. I got my meds. Okay, I'm ready for a good man now. But she's still not looking across the spectrum at a guy who's on her level. She's still looking up. Crazy.
You can teach me some things, Steven. What does it say across his face? Temptation? Temptation across the neck. Yes, I'm really a teacher. Imagine this.
Okay.
Consider it imagined.
I am in imagination land.
You're swiping on Tinder, see a 7 out of 10,
Okay.
but unsure which way to swipe. You read his bio. You like it. It's captivating. It. You swipe right. Boom. You match. You start talking. Conversations are engaging. He listens. He cares. He's genuine. You bring him home. Your parents love him. A couple years pass, you get married, you found love in a hopeless place. Cool story? Well, that won't happen here, but you can call me daddy in need of a slut.
Oh my God. That's
Hey, y'all, Cody wrote that profile. Cody, you know that's you, bro. Cody wrote that profile. And here's the thing. Every woman who landed on that guy's profile read every word of what he wrote and hit him up. I would say 99% hit him up. They know what time it is. They know what time it is. It's this black girl right here like, shoot, he can come. I'll call him daddy. That is crazy. Look at Cody, like, when W bio. Like, I was just about to call dude. I was about to call dude soft. Like a soft bio, but they pulled it out in the end. Yeah, man. Bro, those alpha type dudes, they know how to get it done. They know what that guy right there is lethal, right? Just like the Tinder swindler was lethal, right? Same thing. They sell the dream and these women want to buy it, right? If you lie, women buy. That's how it works, bro. I don't particularly like doing that, but hey, that's the game. I ain't gonna be mad. That's the game. And somewhere in her brain, she has to realize that this can't be real. But they're gonna love going through the motions. I mean, every woman was reading that, and they probably sent that screenshot and sent it to all their girls so all their girls could read it. Girl, you gotta look at this profile. Look at this profile. This is it. You gotta know the game. I mean, like, if you can get into their head, bro, let them get that hamster wheel going in their own head, bro. They're gonna spin a better story than you can ever imagine.
That's me. I'd like to apply for the role of slut. He is going right up there with best profile.
Absolutely not.
Tear could fall down my face right now. I love it so bad.
If it was an average guy who was a teacher, would you think they'd take interest into him? They'd probably tell him to become a principal first to date them. Top commenter said, the way he reeled us in and then ripped the rug right under us. Plot twist. Chad doesn't need to commit to anyone, since women would drop their panties for him in a beach bathroom. A chick literally wrote, but I can change him. They'll try to build a future with Chad, but not the average guy. And Chad is too busy screwing all the thoughts to care about his future. But women will invest in fool's gold, then claim all men don't want relationships. Someone smartly commented, Steven ain't no simp.
But dude had a good point there. Like, I can change him. You gotta know as a grown woman what you gonna get over there, bro. You just get none but the joystick. That's it. They know it. They go over there anyway, and they do it. And that one young woman, well, I can change him. No, you can't. Stop it. Stop it. You can't change nothing. All you can do is bring some of your homegirls over so you can have like a 5-way. 4 of y'all and him. And they'll do it. Trust me, I've seen it. I've seen what beautiful women do for the bad boy Chad types, the Tyrones. I've seen it up close and personal. I've seen it. It's insane what they do, and they love it, man. They sit back when it's over. They cool, like no problem, right? And then that's the guy that they blame all the other men for. Like, all right, this dude did all these things. Now all men ain't nothing. They're all F boys. They're all narcissists. They're all players. They're all over 6 feet. They all make 6-7 figures or more. They're all fit. Why? Because that's the only dudes that they're dealing with. So they believe all men are like that. A lot of these women don't want the good guy. If they wanted a good guy, they would have one. They'd be married. They'd be doing their thing. If they wanted that guy, they would have that guy. If they wanted their high school sweetheart, they'd have stayed with him. If they wanted their college sweetheart, they'd have stayed with him. They would have married him. If that's what they want, that's what they would have. And again, there's nothing wrong with it. Game is a game. Go after him if you want to.
He doesn't need to be. Matter of fact, there are plenty of decent looking women who will simp for him.
Tinder Nightmare Stories Part 4. Follow, I've got more coming. Talked to this girl on Tinder. We decided to go out to dinner. This girl is beautiful. We had a great time. I thought she was perfect. But the next
I met this girl on Tinder. We decided to go out to dinner. That's where you're wrong, homie. That's where you're wrong. Not taking her to dinner, man. Go get some coffee, man. Go get a smoothie. Go have a walk in the park. That's where you are wrong. But let's continue. We pretty much know how this is going to end, don't we?
next few days when I tried to text her, she was either really short with me or she didn't respond at all. So I assumed that she just wasn't feeling it, which is fine. I mean, I get it. Then a couple weeks go by and she texts me like, I miss you so much. We should hang out tonight. The next day, same thing happens. If I try to text her, she's either short with me or she doesn't respond at all. Then a couple weeks later, the same thing happens. I'm pretty onto her, but I was like, well, I got nothing else to do. So we go out to dinner again. So we're there and we're having a great time again. And while we're there, we're talking about some meme. It's in my phone, but I couldn't. She then excuses herself to use the restroom. I find the meme and send it to her phone. Her phone then lights up right next to me, and I see my name there as Rex, in parentheses, free food. When she comes back, I didn't say anything. But when the waitress brought the checks, I said, we need to split these up. The girl looked at me like I was on fire. I said, I guess I'm not free food anymore, huh?
You finally get the match, have a long conversation, and actually go on a date, only to find out that the chick only talks to you if you pay for a dinner date. They
The foodie, yo. This is what technology has done. And even armed with all this information, guys still fall for it. Like, come on, bro. You gonna let her talk to you like that, bro? Even via text? Nah, I ain't got nothing for it, bro. And it forces a lot of guys to act like bad boys, or it forces guys to be rude. I'm not saying don't be rude. You ain't got to worry about all that. Just don't deal with that woman. I ain't dealing with her. Foodie date. Look at Cody. He's like, oh, hell no. And he's like, hi, yeah, that's right, bro. This guy had to know, man. Just like the women who go after these top tier dudes know in the back of their mind, this guy's just going to pump and dump them. This dude right here, he knew like it was something going on. Like he knew something went right. And the only reason he stopped messing with her is because it hit him in the face. It hit him in the face. Yes, I'm the foodie guy, free food. And he got his opportunity to get big. Good for him. Good for him. You know what I mean? We'll give him a horn blast. Can't give him a Don DeMarco because he shouldn't have went out with her in the first place. Fellas, the reason these women, and we're not talking about all women. I want to be clear. We're not talking about all women, but the women who do engage like this, the reason they do it is because there's so many simpletons out there that empower them to do so. If y'all do what this guy did from the beginning, though, like don't go all the way to dinner. The minute she comes sideways to you, man, get rid of her. But so many dudes suffer from one-nighters. They know it's so hard to even get a woman. They had to put in so much work. They don't want to do that. They're going to try to deal with the situation, try to get on. She never would have did anything with him. She never would have been intimate with this dude. She ain't holding his hand. She ain't going to, give him a kiss, let alone give him a hug or whatever. She ain't going to do none of that, man. She ain't going to do none of that. She just wants to get her free meal and then take the extra food home in a doggy bag to the guy that she's smashing. That is how the game is played today. It is what it is.
call it a foodie date, using men to buy them free dinners or lunches. That's why every first date should be Dutch and drinks or a coffee. That will definitely show you if she's really interested in you or not. Chick commented, OMFG, some people have no shame. That's most modern women, and wait till she hears about child support and divorce court. Been there. This is why more men are going MGTOW. Another female claimed, WTH, as a representative for womankind, we do not claim her.
There's so many women out there doing it. Again, I can't get mad at women. If dudes are just offering this stuff up, how can I get mad? How can I get mad? What did she do wrong? You got some guy out here who's willing to throw all kind of money. Let me take you out to dinner in the most expensive restaurant in town, or let me take you out to dinner to wherever you want to go. And she's gonna get dressed up anyway. She's gonna look good because she's not trying to look good for you. She's looking good for whoever she might see while she's out there with you while you paying for her food. She's not even gonna engage you in like real good conversation or whatever. She's just dealing with you. Can't be mad at her, bro. You shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have done it. You wound up as her foodie guy. And guess what? She's probably got 10 dudes just like you lined up. She ain't worried that you gone. Oh well, she had to pay for that meal. Oh well. I doubt if he even picked her up. She probably Ubered over there. He probably paid for that. Man, y'all need to, these dudes need to figure it out, man. Y'all need to figure it out.
Yet, a lot of women do this. The feminist is independent until the bill comes. Then they want a traditional man and be treated like a lady. So, hopefully, you now know not to put your hopes and wishes onto online dating like Tinder. Just use it to see what you can get with the least amount of effort and focus more on yourself, because you'll find far more quality women when you're living your life's purpose than any app. As always, I wish you tremendous success.
And that's the video right there, man. Shout out to Man Guide, man. Shout out to Man Guide. They got some pretty good stuff on there, bro. We'll definitely link this video in the description below if you're watching this on Team Replay. If you want to go back and watch it again, it's definitely worth watching. I want to send it to your friends. Maybe go over there and subscribe, man. They have some really good stuff on there, man. And again, I don't show this content and I don't make my content to try to villainize anybody. I'm not saying that women are bad and this and that. Go your own way. I'm not saying none of that. All I'm saying is adjust to the situation on the ground. This is how it is, gentlemen. This is how it is. You see what women are going after and the type of dudes that they want to rock out with. Type of dudes they throwing the Foxy Brown at. And if you want to be one of those dudes, you're going to have to step it up. You don't have to be over 6 feet. You don't have to make 6 or 7 figures. You don't have to drive a Lamborghini. You don't have to do these things. You don't have to have custom suits. You don't have to be wearing designer clothes and shoes and timepieces and jewelry. You don't. But you do got to look good. You do have to be well groomed. You do have to know how to hold a conversation. You do have to smell good, right? Wash your butt, bro. You do have to do those things, right? You do have to understand the social dynamic when you go out. You do need to carry yourself a certain way. You must be confident. You cannot be afraid to talk to a woman or intimidated by a woman's beauty. You can't expect to get anywhere with that, bro. You must learn game, man. That's what it all boils down to. That's all this is, man. You got to figure all that out. Learn a little bit of game to get out there and get after it. Give it a shot, right? You don't have to go to foreign countries to get your passport, but you can if you want to. But even when you get there, you're going to need a little bit of game. You're going to have to be socially aware. You don't want to get robbed. You don't want to get drugged. You got to know what you're doing. You got to know how to source. You got to understand, like, you definitely don't want to be meeting women on Tinder down there in, Bogota or Medellin or wherever you are, because you might get got. You got to understand the dynamic down there. The passport bros who came before you have kind of messed things up. The ones without game, those dudes who went down there game goofy have messed it up. So you're going to have to overcome that. Pick another country or whatever you're going to do, or just travel around America. Work on your game. Do the work, man. It's not easy. It's hard. It's hard for a reason. But if you want to be successful, that's how it's done. That's how it's done, man. You know what I mean? You can watch some Red Pill content. You can watch Fresh and Fit, or you can watch MOA. You can join those groups. You can watch Rich Cooper read Rollo Tomasi's books. You can even come over here and clown out with us. You know what I mean? Just wild out. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to do the heavy lifting. No one can do it for you. Simply because you're hanging out with someone like me does not guarantee you success in the streets. You out here trying to, getting in these trenches and trying to get on with these women. You have to know who you are dealing with. You have to be able to assess, is this woman worth my time right now? And if she comes at you sideways, you got to be able to walk away from the situation without getting all out of pocket. You ain't got to call her out of her name or nothing like that. Have an argument. Just walk away. Yeah, just walk away. Like, trust and believe her friend is going to be watching that whole thing go down. Her friends will be thinking, that's a good guy. I'm going to go over there and talk to him myself. And you have to be able to see these things when they come. When these opportunities present themselves, you got to be able to, jump on it. Bottom line, do some reading. Read Unplugged Alpha. That's a good book. Even Myron's book, Why Women Deserve Less. I know the title is crazy, But when you really get into that book, you see what he's talking about. It makes sense. Quit pedestalizing women. Quit worrying about who the prize is. Is she the prize? Or women the prize? Or the men the prize? No, you both are. You find the right woman and y'all come together, because men and women are better together than they are apart. Once you guys come together, then at that point, you are both the prize. You are only the prize once you form Voltron. For all my cartoon geeks out there. That's it. You need game. And simply because you have game doesn't mean you're going to get out there and get wrecked. Even Mace Windu, with all his power as a Jedi Grandmaster, he got wrecked when he wasn't prepared. When Darth Vader did his thing, when Anakin did his thing, Mace Windu got wrecked. To all my Star Wars nerds out there. Because he didn't see it coming. Stay focused, understand what's going on. Simply because you gamed up does not guarantee you success. But at least you'll see it coming. Every time I got caught up, I saw it coming. And guess what? It was my fault. I'm the reason I got myself in those situations. Me, no one else. She didn't do anything wrong. She was doing what she was supposed to do. And I saw it coming, but I chose to ignore the red flags. I chose to allow it to happen to me. And guess what? I got smited. It is what it is. You live and learn. You survive the situation. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, my friends. And that goes for the dating game as well. So that's the show for today. You know what I mean? I hope y'all enjoyed that. I know I haven't been dropping links lately, but I may have to start doing that, man. I'm gonna have to start doing that. Maybe I'll do a Saturday. I don't have a lot going on. Saturday. Got to go out and promote the show, the comedy show for Tuesday. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do a Lit Saint episode Saturday night, drop the link and just, you know what I'm saying, just chop it up, see what everybody got going on. I appreciate everybody supporting and rocking out. Brother Charus, thank you again for the $20 super chat, man. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate that. Another Don DeMarco for you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Don DeMarco. And thanks to everyone who was in here tonight, man. We had some really valid points, man. I appreciate you, brothers. You know, and the sisters. Sister Candace was in here. Miss AKA Lady was in here. We didn't have I Am a Single One. I think she's busy. She's probably out selling the house. You know, Brother Cody is king. Brother Viking. Brother Pitney, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Brother Grios was in here tonight. Last good man in Jersey, man. I really appreciate you. Brother Tez was up in here. We're going to keep doing what we do, bro. We're going to keep doing what we do. Wow. I'm just thinking about that video, man. That woman in that video. Wow. She is just telling people why she doesn't swipe on them. Because you are too healthy. Because you think I'm sexy. If you into fat people, if you into thick women, I'm not going to swipe on you. That is the most crazy thing. That lady needs some help, man. That lady needs some help. So that's it for tonight, man. I hope you guys are having a good week. I wish you nothing but success tomorrow and a good day tomorrow. If you're in the Northeast or the Midwest where it's cold, man, make sure y'all bundle up, man. Make sure you got plenty of gas in the gas tank. Don't run that gas tank down to no gas, man. Get stuck out there in the cold with no gas. Make sure you got the tank full. Make sure you've winterized your car. And for God's sakes, be safe. Be safe out there. Look out for that black ice, y'all. Look out for that, man. Watch your speed. Speed kills when it's cold, y'all know that. Be careful out there. Wrap up. Put extra blankets in the trunk and stuff like that in case you get stuck in traffic or whatever. Do what you got to do to stay safe. It's even cold down here, guys. I think the high today was like 61 degrees. That's absolutely cold in Tampa. That was the high. Woke up this morning, it was in the 40s. So people didn't even want to move. They wanted to stay in bed. So anyway, be safe out there no matter where you are. We'll be back tomorrow, 7 o'clock. We'll be back tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Not sure what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about something, though. It's going to be a good time. I will see y'all then. I'm DL Saint. This is the I Really Want to Know podcast. Peace.
Nothing like I've ever seen. It's just a thing of beauty.
Darn, that's the end.